What keeps you going? Experience. We all have dark times. When my daughter died, I couldn't see a reason to keep going. She had died in my arms. I had felt her last gasping breath against my neck. There was not a single thing I cared about at that moment. It felt like the end. I couldn't go on. If I was going to die, it was going to be then. I spent the next week repeating the same process. I would go into my den, and I placed on my desk a bottle of whiskey and a handgun in front of me. I would start with the booze, then decide if I wanted to use the gun. Each morning I would be surprised that I woke up. I suppose I should say that I had some great epiphany of why I should keep going, but the truth is more mundane. I kept going because there was only one other choice, and I wasn't willing to cross that line. I'm glad I didn't. In the decades to come, I know that my life has had a meaningful impact on those around me. I had a son, who is now becoming a teenager. I saved 2 lives. I spent years working with special education teenagers, and I feel as if I helped to make their lives better. I've loved, been loved, and experienced so many things that I would have missed had I been a little weaker years before. The way I see it, a person has to pay their debts before they can go. We're given an amazing gift, the ability to experience existence. That's a heck of an obligation. We have a duty to do what we can to help other people, to create life, to protect life. The people who spend time helping others are some of the happiest people you're ever going to meet, and in my mind it's because they feel on some level that they're paying back the world around them. There's no single answer, nor grand revelation to be had. You can't be convinced by someone else telling you how amazing the world is. You have to experience it. We find meaning within ourselves. Whoa, very inspiring stuff. You cheered me up, man. Thanks. Honestly, I want to see how it turns out. Human history is exciting to me. I feel like life on Earth is like picking up a really interesting book and being forced to put it down in the 2nd or 3rd chapter. I want to know what happens, where we go. I want to keep reading as long as I possibly can. Nothing material. In a word, I guess it's hope. I've been through some crap, internal and external, and a lot of what I've seen and experienced boils down to your question. Why bother? What's the point? And for me at least, it's the promise of another day. Maybe things will be better tomorrow, even if today was great. Maybe tomorrow I will be a little bit less broken. Maybe tomorrow I'll see something so fantastic that I could not have possibly imagined how amazing it is until I saw or felt it firsthand. I mean, it could also be horrible and make everything worse, but you never know till you see it, and I have faith, every day, that tomorrow will be good. I'm at a point where I don't really have any faith that tomorrow will be good, or even any better, but I have some kind of unshakable hope that someday will be that, and remembering that I have had good times, and giving up is the only path that guarantees that I won't see good times again. You keep going automatically. You'll die eventually. Just be patient and do whatever you want. Sort of like running on pure inertia. Hope there will be someone for me, eventually. Try thinking of it this way, you're out there for someone. Learning. Yes, the pursuit of knowledge is what I'll live for. There is so much interesting things to learn about in this world, and I hope to learn as much as I can before I die. The only thing that keeps me going is that my friends and family would blame themselves if I killed myself, and I don't want to be a burden like that. I once contemplated suicide, and would have tried, but when I held that 9, all I could see was my mother's eyes. The fact that I'm too much of a coward to end my own life, even if I want to. Honestly, music somehow always makes me feel better, and I suppose it created a sort of hope within me. Yeah, ATM, I feel pretty crappy about life. It's really music, both new and old, to me that is getting me through the days at all. It's pretty amazing how organized sound can make us feel. I think that's why I like it so much. It's a way to feel. I don't know anymore. Hang in there, man. Honestly, because I've fought too fricking hard to just roll over and give up. No, frick that. I didn't fight a depression just to give up. And I sure as heck didn't go through yesterday filled with physical pain just to give up. My illness will not win. Not now, not ever. It's a war. I win by making the best of my life. I win by giving myself a happy life, and that's what I'm working towards. It'll take a while, but I'm getting there. I want to be happy, and I am not saying that I am sad right now, but I just want to be comfortable and happy for as long as possible. It is pretty much what everyone here is saying so far, whether it be with family or something else. A big part of your life, especially in the beginning, is finding out what that thing that will make you happy is. For a lot of your life you will have no idea, but if you wants that feeling of fulfillment, then after that you go after it. That is what I am trying to say is what keeps me going. I know what I want. Optimism. The hope that I'll eventually get a well-paid relaxed job, a great wife and a bunch of kids. In the meantime, the weekends and parties to distract me from studying. But actually my life is quite relaxed ATM. Knowing that there's always potential for life to get better. I am currently at my lowest ebb. I'm medically depressed. My girlfriend left me 2 months ago because I'm depressed. I'm in love with her and the girl I was seeing before her. Poly relationship. Not that weird. I'm living in a tiny, damp, filthy shithole of a house in the arse end of nowhere with an idiotic and extremely spoiled hippie and a delusional wannabe Viking. And I've been unemployed and living out of the government's pocket for 6 months. Plus an extra 4 months where I was burning through my savings out of pride. I have faith that in 6 months time I'll have found someone new, or at least have stopped caring so much, and gotten a job. With the money from that job I can move into a less crap place and engage in my various hobbies, which will help my mental state no end. To the people who say money can't buy happiness, that may well be true, but I'd rather sit around crying in a mansion. Also, not being anxious about whether I can afford to eat every other week would be lovely. There's always potential for life to get better. Always. I agree with you, Kalejasaskum, that you keep going automatically. I keep going every day because I am not dead yet. It's one of the first things to cross my mind every time I wake up. I'm not dead yet always reminds me of what do we tell death, then I'll lurch forward and kick life's butt. It almost reminds me of the game Audio Surf. Just put on the soundtrack you want to run your life to. You're going to keep moving forward. You can't just stop time. Don't look at the score and just try to hit as few great blocks as you can on your way to the end. Momentum. I'm a pack mule. I always have been. And I've been doing it so long that it's all I know. One hoof in front of another. It might be a little on the uncool side, but hey, it works. My momentum carries me forward. Do I stop? Nope. I just keep on going with my momentum. Perhaps one day I'll look up and see better vistas. Just keep on plodding, friends. Nothing keeps me going. Don't get this wrong. I'm not depressed, suicidal or anything else conceived as bad. I just don't care about a lot of things and it makes me happy. I have always been a jolly kid, happy doing what I like, not caring about what most other people think about me. Because of this I grew up as an individual who did his own thing, no matter what other people did or wanted me to do. Then I got diagnosed with ankylosing spondylitis and I have to admit, it crushed my dreams a bit. But those times passed. I have little to no issues with the condition thanks to medication, wall climbing and swimming. In the end, it made me see everything in a different light. I don't care about bad things happening because I consider them to be insignificant. But the downside is that I also don't care about the future. My mind was poisoned by the idea that the future would be horrible, full of pain and incapable of living as I dreamed. All options are still open for me, but that idea made my mind different. I live now, not tomorrow, so I don't care for the future. In short, nothing keeps me going because I don't care about what will happen. I care about what is happening. I'm a white male, have a good life with no traumas in my past. I'm pretty sure I'm one of the lucky people out there with the odds rolling in my favor when I was born. My life doesn't consist of wealth nor any form of thing that people consider themselves blessed with. I'm single, haven't had a girlfriend for a while now. I dislike my job, yet I am happy. Stress doesn't exist for me. I just don't care enough. Now I do have emotions. Most people perceive me as emotionless or close to, despite looking happy all the time. I guess it's because I react differently to things as they would, or not at all. I care about what some people think of me. Probably 2 people, being my closest friends. I'm going to New Year's dinner with one. She said she mentioned to the other people that will come. It's her group of friends. That I'm rude and polite. It's not the word she was looking for or used to her friends. She wanted to express that I did my own thing and didn't care what others think of me. It gnawed at my brain a small second. Do my friends perceive me as an butthole? And then it went away. If they think that and still hang out with me, who cares? They clearly like me enough to enjoy my company and I don't see where I did them or anyone any deliberate harm. This turned out longer and more on a sidetrack than expected. I don't know why I typed this. I guess I care more than I'm willing to admit about penalties. If you got to this point, thanks for reading. Have a great holiday and enjoy your day today. Honestly, I don't know. I don't open up to anyone. I don't have anyone except for a few friends to rely on. Every turn I take in life, I get shat on. Again and again I find a light that enters the dark room called my life, and once I get close to it, it disappears. I haven't had much of a relationship lately. Last girl I was sort of seeing starts fricking a guy not even 3 days after our first kiss. Same with the last one. Or how the only thing your father calls you is people are freaking crappy. Her. But it sucks when you can't have her. I still have lingering feelings for her that just won't go away, even after 4 years. Right now I am in one of my down periods. I am feeling depressed and just feel like I don't really want to live right now. I do however want to live later, so that is probably why I wouldn't commit suicide. My girlfriend, family and friends are other reasons. I don't even have it crappy. I don't have any reasons to be depressed. I just am. If I may, there are always reasons for these feelings. I won't discredit chemical imbalances, but perhaps what life is currently for you just isn't enough to fulfill you. I think that's a very valid reason to feel the way you do, no matter how many girlfriends, friends or family members you have. Small kindnesses from others. I know Reddit might be an atheist hive mind, but I want to answer this question truthfully. I have had severe depression for a long time now and I have been hospitalized, had a suicide attempt, been to multiple therapists, have numerous medications, and more often than not I will become depressed, and it always results in the question you asked. Why stay here? Why bother with another day? What's the big goal? What am I working towards? Why am I going through school? Training for this job, learning to support myself when there is no definite track on which we should be going. Well, the thing that saves me is my faith in God. I grew up in a very conservative family of Orthodox Christians and was also surrounded by atheist friends at school. I got influence from both viewpoints and became very confused on what I believed. It finally boiled down to believing in God, but not in the traditional sense. It's the only thing in this world that gives me comfort, calms the raging anxiety, lets me enjoy another day. I believe in a loving and caring higher power, whatever you want to call it. One God, multiple gods, the Force, the flying spaghetti monster. Finding yourself spiritually and relying on a loving higher power will give you the wonderful comfort one needs to enjoy life and hope for another day. I would think to myself, what if I go to heck? What if there is no heck? I don't want to believe in it and look like an idiot, but at the same time I don't want to go there either. I was basing my spiritual viewpoint on the foundation of punishment instead of the foundation of happiness, forgiveness, and love. I see life in two ways, either something greater than our comprehension created us out of love and caring, because why the frick would you create something and give it life if you didn't love it? Or we were created by chance and there is no supernatural consequence for our lives after we die. So either way, do what you love. Put happiness and meaning into something that matters to you. Love your life and realize that doing enjoyable and healthy things, not addicting, self-defeating, or harmful to others, will just increase your appreciation for living and make you hope and want to live another day. Because the universe is okay and happy with you no matter what, so be okay and happy with it. I know I might have gone off in a tangent, but I wanted to answer your question fully and to my best extent. Have a wonderful day. TLDR. You all motherfuckers need Jesus. Just kidding. Read the dang reply to get the fullness of the answer. D. I want to find out if somebody truly and all faithfully believes in the flying spaghetti monster. I could see it happening. I have to take care of my cat. The look on everyone's face when I become someone. Wanting to build a long and happy life with my coffee. I'm into this. My experience has taught me that if I'm going through a crappy time, that if I work to fix it, a good time is just around the corner. That and just plain old curiosity about what's coming next. I've seen so many things change for the better in my lifetime. The vain hope that karma is real. What keeps my going is one day I can hopefully help someone who needs it. I like donating money, blood and helping people in need. I'm so bored of going through that everyday cycle of school, study for tests, and go out sometimes with friends. It all gets overrated soon. Last 3 years have been pretty depressing. I'm just thriving for something new. Hope to find it soon. But when I help people, I get this feeling of goodness that I have actually done something that matters. That's what keeps me going through with life. The fact that I can do something that makes an impact and helps a person in need. My family. In June, when my baby was 5 months old, I was diagnosed with stage IV cancer. The 5-year survival rate for my type is 6%. I'd gone through rounds and rounds of fertility treatment for this child and I wanted her so bad. Now I feel like life is taking me away from her. Since my diagnosis, I've gone through many rounds of chemo and 4 major surgeries. I'm freaking tired. I want to give up. But as soon as I'll lay eyes on my daughter, I know I have to keep going. I want her to remember me, to have a mom. Well, she had another mom, but I want her to have 2 moms. She deserves me and I deserve her. I want to know who Se grows up to be. There is no other option. She keeps me going every day. Pride. I'm past the delusions of wanting to make a difference in a significant manner. Chances are, I might not ever amount to anything when it comes to bettering humanity. So, I could just settle down and live the middle class dream. But I don't like that either because that would make a lot of people who I resent vindicated. I've always talked about being proud of my life. Many people have shunned that. I may not ever live up to my previous expectations, but I can dang well sure shut them the heck up. Plus, I figure if I use that to fuel my tenacity, it might get me somewhere. So, there you go. It's pride. I think that's all keeps anyone going. To be honest, every answer I read in this thread I equate to personal pride, because that's who we are. But that's just my take on the matter. I hope everyone lives their lives however they see fit. I'm wondering that myself lately, not coming up with many good answers either. Everyone I've ever loved has left. So I think I've given up with that. My dream job turned out to just be a job after all. You either have enough money to do everything you want, but not enough time to do any of it, or enough time and no money. I just wake up, get my coffee, go through the motions, and go to bed, to do it all again tomorrow. I really don't know. I guess I've just been conditioned to keep moving forward. That's why you've been so successful in Dark Souls. I have a very strong want for a small bungalow in the country with a nice size garage to park some toys, dream boat and ATV. The goal is just burning in my head and it'll happen in time. I feel like this quote can sum it up for me. I actually attack the concept of happiness. The idea that I don't mind people being happy, but the idea that everything we do is part of the pursuit of happiness seems to me a really dangerous idea and has led to a contemporary disease in Western society, which is fear of sadness. It's a really odd thing that we're now seeing people saying write down 3 things that made you happy today before you go to sleep, and cheer up and happiness is our birthright and so on. We're kind of teaching our kids that happiness is the default position. It's rubbish. Wholeness is what we ought to be striving for and part of that is sadness, disappointment, frustration, failure, all of those things which make us who we are. Happiness and victory and fulfillment are nice little things that also happen to us, but they don't teach us much. Everyone says we grow through pain and then as soon as they experience pain they say quick, move on. Cheer up. I'd like just for a year to have a moratorium on the word happiness and to replace it with the word wholeness. Ask yourself, is this contributing to my wholeness? And if you're having a bad day, it is. Humake. My parents, in particular my mother, she passed away when I was 21, in the final year of my degree, while I was doing an internship at a big company. I know she was proud of me. She told me often enough. But that's not the reason I keep going. I was my parents' 10th attempt at a child. By that I mean there were 9 miscarriages prior to my arrival. Given a name that means gifts from God. It wasn't until I got older that I realized just what my parents went through to have me. They never lost a baby in the early stages. It was always quite late into the pregnancy. At the time my dad always tried to be strong and make it seem like it didn't have any impact on him. He said at the time it was to help my mum. Secretly it was killing him that he could not start a family. Now I know my parents never built a bond in the conventional sense with these children, but they were still living, breathing people. Potentially, they planned names, memories, all the things you might do when you're having a baby. The thought of losing one child to a fate you have next to no control over, my mum was a son during pregnancies, is crushing to me. So to go back and do it again and again, never accepting defeat, it puts you on a starting block that you have to do something with this gift. To know I survived where 9 others had fallen, it makes you kind of realize the opportunity you've been given. We've all been given. In a weird way I still kind of see myself as having 10 brothers and sisters. I have one who is alive and well. I do what I do for them as well as me, to seize the opportunity they were never given. When I was really depressed in high school and was looking for reasons to not kill myself, the only thing I could find was that I wanted to keep on following the football team I support and find out where they would finish in the Premier League table. I kept on keeping on because I was curious how bad they would do in their next scheduled game, and since there are 38 games in a season and cup competitions, it kept me distracted from more negative thoughts. Now I'm almost halfway through college, but I've gained the insights that most if not all of my problems are indeed temporary and I am in full control of my life and where I'm going. I still have crises, but that's more on account of me not really having anybody to talk to and being pretty inconsistent with my decision making. Like whenever I have a problem I see a "this too shall pass" poster imprinted in the back of my mind, so it helps me calm down and empower myself to battle through whatever struggle I have. Another motivation right now is that there is just so much of life that I haven't experienced. I've barely been outside my hometown at all, for Christ's sake, so I think there are a lot for me to experience, and that is motivation for me to work hard and achieve my goals. I should also mention that I'm the last carrier of my family name, so in a cultural sense I feel like I have an obligation to continue the family and make sure it does not end with me. So until I have a handful of sons, that's when I'll have permission to die. Habit, and the desire to see and do stuff I haven't yet. Possibilities of the unknown. Curiosity. My faith teaches that there are very few ways to earn eternal damnation, but breaking a sworn oath is a big one. I'm hemmed in by so many anti-suicide pacts that I couldn't find everybody if I needed to be released from them. So I'll live my long and lonely and boring life, a decade now and more of non-stop pain and total uselessness, playing MMOs and browsing the internet as if it were a paying job, because I can't get permission to die. I remain unconvinced that this is a good thing. I have an addiction. People think it's healthy too. I work out 3 times a day, 5 days a week. Then I drink on the weekends. If I'm not doing one of these 2 things, I'm clinically depressed. I can't stand going a day without one of these 2 things. Well, I believe I can improve the lives of others, specifically animals. Also, I think about people in extreme cases, people with cancer or the hungry, or people who have died by, say, drowning. What would those people give to live my life? That gets me through the hardest school projects and dirty work. I'm too unmotivated to take my own life, so I stick to the easiest path, living by taking the easy road. It's not fulfilling. I have nothing to live for and I'm too much of a P to kill myself. It's a daily reminder that I am not living something worth living, but living because I was born. Citalopram oxalate, Lixapro. It literally saved my life and made it worth living. 3. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.